Hey guys, so today I am coloring in a drawing of Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I have to admit, I don't play Kingdom Hearts at all because I looked at like the stories and stuff like that, and I looked at all of the games. There's like so many games, and I haven't even ever played one, so it was kind of confusing. But the lore itself is like really intense to get into, so I didn't even bother to get into it. My friends are super into it though. That's all I know. I like the cute designs and stuff like that. But overall, it's probably not a game for me because I did try Dream Drop. I did get that, but it was confusing. I think I got stuck on one of the tutorials because it wouldn't let me go back and tell me what to do again. So I was just like stuck on one spot the whole time and I gave up after that. And this was like years ago, anyways. So I drew Sora and then I forgot what her name is. His partner, the ultimate shipping, I guess, because my friend's like, this is the ultimate shipping. So anyways, they're super cute together, so I drew them together. Right now I'm coloring in his skin. I just have to say, there's a lot of black in his costume. I realize I keep drawing characters with like so much dark tones to them. And this is why when I draw like my shapeshifters and stuff like dragons and stuff, I usually go for lighter colors, like brighter colors like red, orange, and green and blue and stuff like that, just because it balances out how many times I actually draw characters with so much black on their costume. This is not really intentional. I just end up liking characters with darker costumes. I guess you can say because I'm someone who likes slightly edgy characters, it always happens. But not saying that Sora is super edgy or anything like that. But anyways, I am now coloring in his hair. I tried to go for 3 different tones to shade his hair. So this is the first base, and then you'll see the other shades that I layer on top. I think his hair for me was the most difficult, and also his face. To be honest, I drew the side of his cheek like multiple times, like 5 times. I tried to erase it and try to get it right, but then it got to this point where it was just like it just looks off to me. I don't know. I feel like I'm having an off day. Now that I look at it, like right now, like when I'm looking at the final product after I recorded the whole video, I can gladly say the face doesn't look as bad as I thought it did. So I guess it's just me. Today I feel a bit off. That's right. I'm I kind of messed up on his right eyebrow. It got a bit too thick, but I guess it's just like that. I can't fix it really. But yeah, so I ended up going over with like a darker brown so that way it had more shading to it and stuff like that. But yeah, overall his hair was really confusing because I got a reference and then part of it was kind of cut off because how I screenshotted it. And I was like, oh, I don't need to look at another reference. And turns out it was kind of a mistake, but I just kept going with it. The fact that I did not pull up another reference, which I should have, and I just kept going with it. I guess this is just me I'm like in a non-drawing mood and I kind of made myself draw even though I was like I don't really feel like it. So yeah, so right now I'm coloring in his outfit. Some of the parts that are supposed to be white color in his outfit, I'm just gonna say up front, I like it's dark in the shading of like any reference, so I couldn't tell if it was white or not. So then I ended up coloring it light gray as well, including like other spots that are supposed to be light gray. So you'll notice some parts like I didn't color it properly because I was just like confused by the shading because the reference I chose had like dark tones to it. I guess like it was a generic photo from the game. I think someone like cropped out from the game, so it was supposed to be like his clothes, so that way I could reference his clothing, like to be super accurate instead of looking off like fan art, and sometimes they change a little bit of the clothing. So I tried to keep it as close as possible, but some of the white looked like it was gray just because it was too dark for the shading. So now I am putting in the darker gray that he has, and then slowly I build up towards like the black that he has on his jacket and his pants. Overall, I have to say, it was really difficult because, so normally this scale, because I'm drawing two people, I drew them in a smaller scale, but I normally draw people in a larger scale, and drawing in the smaller scale actually is really tedious for me. Like, my hands, even though I don't have like super big hands, I don't know why. When I deal with small things, I tend to destroy anything that's really tiny. So I was like trying to do his face and like do all of the small details in like a smaller scale just because I added his partner on his back, and it just turned out pretty well, but there are some things that didn't really weren't really easy to draw for me in this small scale. Especially the face, because normally the faces are bigger, so drawing the eyes are easier for me, but this time it wasn't as easy because it's a smaller scale. For the checkerboard on this part that I am coloring, supposedly it's supposed to be a checkerboard, but I ended up just coloring it red, like the lighter color first, and then doing like some line work on top of it to make it seem like it's a checkerboard, but it's not really because it was too small for me to handle. Overall, I think I did okay for this drawing. It was not like something that I was really, I guess I'm happy with it. But it's not that easy for me to draw this scale. Again, it's just, I don't know. It was like, I was like so focused on trying to draw him in this pose because I wanted it to be like a cute pose where she's like being piggybacked by him. So yeah, um, so he's technically like kneeling down on the floor and then she's like on his back. That's basically what the pose is. It's funny because I got this pose from like a fan artwork of My Hero Academia, so I was just looking at photos and I was like, oh, this pose looks cute. Why not draw it for like a pair? So I thought it would be cute for them. Yeah, so there was like I said before, there's like a lot of black, so I'm just going over the black and then I'll be done and then I'll be outlining the drawing. If you guys want to see my other drawings, it'll be posted on my drawings playlist. If you want to see the actual process work for this, I have taken pictures in between drawing like and coloring and stuff like that, so you can actually check out my description box below. All my social media is there. If you like and follow those, you can get notified for all of the process work that I actually post. I see a lot of people like they kind of don't post too much process work, but I like posting all the process work so you guys can see everything, every single thing, like the sketch and then like the skin and hair colors and then the actual clothing being colored in. I don't know why my mind is blanking today. My muscles are really sore right now from my legs, so I'm still trying to recover from that. But yeah, so now I'm just outlining, and the outlining was simple. I tried to add more lines to his neck because because I like drawing like the collarbone area because there's a lot of detail you can get in with like the smallest area there. That's basically it. I think this turned out super cute. My next video I will be completing it and coloring in his partner. I keep forgetting her name, so I have to go back and check. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Bye!